Hello, this is Ray Edwards once again from learncopy.com and webcopywriting.com with another installment of copywriting tips and tricks. In this marketing nugget, I want to talk about the persuasive power of simplicity. You see, according to William Zinster in his book On Writing Well, he says clutter is the disease of American writing. He continues by saying we are a society strangling in unnecessary words and circular construction, pompous frills, and meaningless jargon. Unfortunately, I think his assessment is on target. And from a copywriting point of view, I see so many corporations and business website owners who inflate their sentences just to sound important. I remind him of a poem I learned in grade school entitled "Don't Use Big Words." It started by saying, in promulgating your esoteric cogitations or articulating your superficial and sentimentalities and amicable philosophical or psychological observations, beware of platitudinous ponderosity. Of course, the satire of the poem is obvious, but the proof of the advice is also there. But writing simply is not relegated to just using simple words, but using as few words as possible to get your ideas across. You want to prune your sentences to their essential components and not waste one word. So, if a word doesn't serve any function, especially adverbs that add no new idea to the verb, the passive voice that confuses the reader about who is doing the action should be ruthlessly cut away. An analysis of Abraham Lincoln's second inaugural address reveals that of the 701 words used, 505 are words of one syllable and 122 words of two syllables. Talk about the power in simplicity. Now, I'm aware that if this advice was taken to the extreme, then our sentences would only be left with a subject, a verb, and an object. But we are less in danger of this extreme. Good writing is concise. This does not mean that every sentence should be short or omit details about your subject, but every word should count. There are so many expressions that are carelessly thrown around which break this rule. Some of the more common ones are, the reason why is that. Why not just say the reason? Or, he is a man who. He. Owing to the fact that. Why not use since or because? Or, at this point in time. Use the word now. Then there are those inflated words which are just elaborate disguises for more common concepts, such as conceptualize. Why not just say think? Or finalize, finish, inoperative, say it doesn't work, optimize. Why not improve? Plus all of those other meta and mega and those I's words. For example, I just picked up the following sentence from a marketer's website, and it read, so don't be too hard on yourself if you find you have a little trouble keeping up. Things that used to work great don't always work so great anymore. How could these sentences be reduced to their central idea? Well, what about, so don't worry if you lag behind, since the market has changed. You see, this sentence is more concise, direct, and takes up less space, which is a precious commodity in any sales letter. The majority of sales letters I've seen online can benefit from this ruthless distilling into a concentrated selling portion. Here's another paragraph randomly picked from another sales letter. It says, if I choose to work with you on this, you will not be expected to have any software business knowledge at all. That's where I come in. I plan on mentoring you in every important area of the business. This mentoring will fall in line with the curriculum I'm developing for my software business training program. Well, consider my edited version. My edited version for that full paragraph is, I'm willing to train my chosen partner in all aspects of the software business, so no prior knowledge is required. Another way you can clear away the chaff and allow the kernel of your writing to shine through is by getting rid of any preposition attached to verbs that don't need any help. So instead of writing, we can free up your time for more activities. Get rid of the up because it's not needed. Also, many adjectives add no new information to the noun, such as personal, such as in a personal contact of mine, or his personal trainer. Someone's trainer is that person's personal trainer. That is what his mean. You see, most adverbs can turn out to be plain clutter also. If you attach an adverb to a verb which carries a similar meaning, you will irritate the reader. So don't write that someone clenched his fist tightly. There is no other way to clench your fist. What about she shouted loudly? These are just redundant adverbs, simply weakening the verbs. If there is anything that can reduce the persuasive power of your copywriting, and it's those tiny modifiers. They often qualify feelings, thoughts, and what you saw, like sort of, kind of, very, pretty much, rather, quite, a bit, a little, and a host more. All of these words just place you on the fence instead of squarely on the side you should be. So avoid saying you were a bit surprised, a little annoyed, sort of depressed. Instead, be surprised, be annoyed, and be depressed. These tiny modifier words make you appear timid and less convincing. One of my favorite quotes from Zinser is, "Writing is like a good watch. It should run smoothly and have no extra parts." And this advice is especially critical in sales letter, where any extra parts could cost you extra sales. So simplify, be concise, be more persuasive, and make more sales.